All right, you know where we are. We're down in the hole. Let's welcome in Jono and Blaine. Let's get this started.
Thanks, bud. That's Jono.
What's going on,
this
everybody?
Is down in a hole remotely because my dog had knee surgery. And when company comes over, she's kind of irie. So we're gonna keep her. We're gonna try our best to keep her chill. She gets her gnarly staples out tomorrow. But anyway, what do you want to talk about today, man?
Well, she's doing good. How's she doing? She's good. She's good.
Doing awesome.
She's healing up all right.
She healed up awesome. She did chew out 10 of those staples the second day. So we had to go back to an emergency vet to get them to put the staples back in. But now it's all healed now. They're taking the staples out tomorrow, give her a quick checkup, and we're keeping her on light duties. No jumping. Trying to get her not to jump is almost impossible, but it's scary. It gives Shelly and I a mild heart attack every time she tries to launch herself. But,
she does like her some Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd is anybody who comes over, she's just all over everybody, but she does not stay off of Lloyd. But anyway, Jono, do the whole intro, subscribe, thumbs up thing, and tell them what we're talking about, music exchange style.
Yeah, we got an album exchange going on. Please like, share, hit the little subscribe thing somewhere in this vicinity of space. And there's a little bell thing that you can click to, which is pretty cool. Gets you notified when we drop our videos.
That's how she works, because that is YouTube. Down in the hole, talking music, as always.
That's YouTube.
So I can't remember. So basically, music exchange is when I give Jono an album that I think he hasn't heard before, and he does the same in my direction. The last one we did, I gave you Electric Wizard, and you gave me Propaganda, which was amazing. And this time I gave you Snot's first album, because that's the only one that counts. Do you know Snot, Lloyd?
Oh my God, I love Snot, and I haven't heard that in so long that you just triggered for me.
That first album is the only album, as far as I'm concerned, and such a tragic story behind Snot.
Yes. They all go
too
soon.
Yeah. And you gave me Sleep's Society, self-titled?
It's by While She Sleeps is the name of the band. Sleep Society is the name of the album. And like honestly,
Sleep Society is the name of the album.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have this up on Spotify. What'd you think about the Snot album?
Man, it's like a gnarly new metal fucking heavy album. I thought it was cool going into it because there's like guys in that band that I'm familiar with from other bands.
Yeah.
Like for example, Sonny Mayo, who recorded guitar on that first album, was also in Seven Dust, which is one of my favorite bands. Yeah, so it was cool. It was a trip going through the album, man. And we had a couple extra weeks to count through it a few more times too. But like vocally, like man. Just
Lynn Strait was. There's never going to be another one like that guy.
No, and I mean, they tried with a few different guys after, but
no.
I was a big.
Hey Lloyd, I need you up on that mic, buddy. I tell Lloyd, get that mic in front of your face, Lloyd.
All right.
There it is. Perfect. That's what I need. I thought that thing was on a boom.
It is on a boom. It's right here.
Okay, you can't move it though?
Yeah, I can move back and forth around and whatnot.
Oh, I thought you could get it up closer so you don't have to lean in.
I know. Well, I don't have my teeth in. Bro, I don't have my teeth in.
Okay.
No, he doesn't have. Yeah, I mean, you can chill back a little bit back from the mic. I don't think you need to be right on her.
Yeah.
Well, it
Sounds
just
good.
cancels out some of the TV noise. But either way, the when I first heard about Snot, I was actually working at as a temp for Kelly Services when I first moved to Kingston, and I was working at Bosell, the muffler plant at 1150 Gardner's Road. I don't know if people know addresses, but that's where it used to be. And I was just shooting the shit with one of the other dudes that was there, you know, talking music and being like, yeah, you know, fucking Deftones and Helmet and all these bands we're talking about. He's like, you must know Snot then, right? And I'm like, nope. And he's like, oh, dude, you'd love Snot. You should check out Snot. So I go and I'm like, okay, sweet. So I went and bought it. And we'll put a picture of the album on the screen. The bought that album, played it over and over and over again. So good. I'm like, oh man, I wonder like if these guys got more music. So then I look on the back of the album at the date, and it's like 1996. I'm like, cool. It's like 2001 or 2002. And when I got the album, I'm like, oh, 6-7 years. Totally, these guys, 3-4 years, got to have an album out. Couldn't find an album. And I started researching it, and it turned out that Lynn and the dog on the cover of the album, Dobbs, they died in a car accident in Santa Monica on the highway.
Yep.
And I'm like, fuck me, dude. They put out one album, and the dude got killed. Him and his
killed
dog.
that album. That album is great. They could have only went up from there.
Yeah, it's crazy to think how like where a band would have gone like that with Lynn, like the way that Lynn sang. His vocals were just I've never heard. It's like punk rock, heavy metal, skater. I don't even know what it is. Hardcore. It was almost.
They were just guttural, like. Yeah, they were just raw, solid, gnarly, guttural vocals. Like it was just, you know, there's no,
and
you tell there's no crazy production on them. It's just like that's who he is, man. Like,
yeah, I think too. You'll know what I'm talking about. I think Snot, they were the masters of the pause because they'd be like, like they always stop. And then go again. Yeah. I loved how the songs moved like that because they'd be ripping and then like nobody pauses like Snot because you'd be like and they bring in some weird fucking instrument like one dude, it sounded like they were playing fucking xylophones one time and then just right back into the heavy hardcore shit again. I'm like, man, these guys pause and change tempo on a dime, and it's just so much fun to listen to Snot.
It reminded me, honestly, a lot of the very first Limp Bizkit album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a lot of fun.
$3 bill, yeah. Like honestly, yeah, and honestly, no other Bizkit album sounded like that one. Like it was like you could tell that
that wouldn't happen with Snot. I hope they would have kept up what they were doing.
The first time that I listened to it, I found it to be the same type of thing. It was like a crossover with hard metal into almost rap. Like they were just doing a totally different thing back then, and they were just cusping into it, and then it was taken away. It was unfortunate. They were a great band.
Yeah. Yeah, I love even my brother and I, Ryan, you know, we'll be sitting at the dinner table or whatever. Mom will have a barbecue and I'll just be sitting there and I'll just throw it out. I'll be like, hey Ryan, say something for the record. Tell the people what you feel. Fuck the record. Fuck the people. Because that's how that album starts. Him and I, we listened to that fucking album tons of times, man.
That's awesome.
It's just too bad that Lynn passed away, but there was a tribute album to him called Straight Up, because its name is Lynn Straight. And Seven Dust was on it, System of a Down, Korn, Max Cavalera was on it, all these guys. And they even found a Snot song. It's called Choose What. And that is like the last song, I guess, you'll ever hear that wasn't on the original album that was actually sung by Lynn. There's Choose What, and then there's another, I think there's 2 on there. There's 2 other tracks that exist off of, because they had a live album. That's what it was. There was an album called Alive, which was a live set that they did when they toured with Soulfly back in the late 90s, I think. And then there was a hidden track on that, a studio track on that one as well. So there's a studio track on Alive, and then there's another track on the tribute album from Snot that weren't on the first album. So, but beyond that, that's all we'll get. Choose What is a really good fucking song. How it didn't make the album, I have no idea. But well, yeah, I listened to an album too. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can send you links and stuff, and yeah, definitely Snot. I never really even listened to them after Lynn passed away.
Yeah,
no, I haven't listened to them in years. I just know who they are, and I have respect for them. But I mean, nothing new came out, and I'm getting a little older, and that's a little too loud sometimes for everybody else. Everybody else around me.
I guess I can talk about While She Sleeps. Jono, have you listened to this band a lot?
Honestly, like little bits and pieces here and there, but honestly, not until I read about this album. I'm trying to even remember where I read about it, but I read about it somewhere online, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. You know, it was how it was basically described was, you know, like good hardcore sound with like arena-sized choruses and hooks, and I'm all about that.
Right.
So I was like, I'll try it. I'll give it a shot. And then, yeah, man, from the to me, just like an amazing album to come out over the course of a pandemic.
Yeah. Because to me, like what would you classify that genre? Like it's heavy metal.
Metalcore is what people
would
call that.
Like an Avenged Sevenfold,
so it's like
Kill Switch Engage kind of thing.
More Kill Switch, more what Avenged used to be in like the beginning. But yeah, same type of vein, yeah. And those guys are from England, and yeah, it's just cool. It's just from the opening of that album, and I was just fuck. And the track that they did with Derek from Sum 41. No Defeat.
Well, they have him on there
for the Brave, I believe is what it's called. Man, I'm going through this, and I'm like, if Sum 41 sounded like this when I was a kid, they would have been my favorite band.
Notice that. Yeah,
man, it's amazing. Yeah, like amazing. Like it's like his voice to music is fucking perfect.
This style of metal too, I find they're like the master of the fucking breakdown.
Oh yeah,
it's just you're floating and then gotta, and it just starts pounding you, man. I'm like, holy shit! Like I can hear it coming, but you don't know what it's gonna do. You know?
Oh yeah, and then it just like the break comes, and you just like, oh yeah, man. But there was so many. There's a little part like. What got me too was like the very final track, which isn't even really a song. It's basically just like some piano-y stuff, and like the guy just talking about like the album and like how they made it and thanking people.
Track.
It's like it's got a weird atmosphere to it, and I love that shit.
And it's called The End, spelt backwards. I think it's spelt backwards. Or no, it's spelled with numbers. Yeah. Anyway, it's called The End, so it makes sense. It's the last track. But and there's a song called Division Street. So that's cool because that's just over here. That's just over here, like 3 blocks. But then that's another album. That's another song that comes in the middle of an album that sort of just like brings the tempo down a bit, so you can fucking catch your breath in the mosh pit.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's some cool shit that and in the track, Sleep Society. There's like some cool percussion-y shit that happens in there. So like, yeah, they keep you going, they slow you down, they bring you up, they slow you down, they bring you back up. It's a wicked ride. I loved it.
Yeah, it's definitely an adventure, that one.
I'm still rocking it like every night at work. Like I can't get enough of it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Propaganda, but it's still fucking good. I would lean on Propaganda more. That punk rock stuff is good.
And I'm not a big punk fan, but that album was
Oh,
amazing.
yeah,
I ripped through that 5 times, and I'm like, this is crazy. Even Shelly's like, this is really fucking good.
Yeah, it's one of the best, honestly, in my opinion. Yeah, like one of the, if not the best punk album that has ever been released, in my opinion. Anyway.
Yeah. But that was if you wanted to check that episode out, we did that last time on Music Exchange, Electric Wizard and Propaganda. So those 2 albums are
it was a good one.
I guess we don't need to give them 2 thumbs up because that's basically what's going to happen every time. But it's always nice to hear some new music because you can't hear all of it. Have you ever heard of that album, Lloyd? While She Sleeps? No?
No, I was just going to ask you guys if you guys actually listen to LPs. Like, do you actually listen to albums?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
we mean
records?
No, like physical record, vinyl?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Records. LPs.
I mean, I listen to full albums, but it's just, the way that internet is now. I've got CDs in the car, but I have albums. Like I have them on the
I've been
ground
looking
behind me.
I grabbed a Yamaha receiver and I got speakers, and I've been looking online of getting a record player because I know the difference in the sound that I'm going to get from that record is going to make it just killer. So yeah, I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, that would be like I need a really good one too. Like I'm almost thinking of going down to Ash downtown.
Yeah, Ash is just kick ass down there, and they're local, so I don't want to buy like a cheap one when like you got your record on there, and then the needle's just grinding. Like I don't know how cheap. Yeah, I don't want
just
one
wreck
that,
your shit.
From Amazon, where you can pack it up and take it over to your buddy's place. Yeah, pack it up like a sewing machine and take it. No, I want one that when I put it on, it plays my music properly through my receiver. Phono, that's what I want. Phono,
and doesn't damage over time. Won't damage your albums. Yeah,
exactly. Has a proper drop.
And invest in your stuff, and not a heavy needle.
I'm looking at that
needle.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that might be a cool purchase. Get some cool shit, but. Music episodes on Down a Hole usually last 20 to 30 minutes. Looks like we're right on schedule with this one.
Brian's Records. Make sure you hit them up if you're looking for any really odd style records and stuff like that in Kingston, Ontario. Good guy.
Where did Zap go? He like moved down Montreal Street around the corner or something?
I don't. He's
down
really
near
know.
Sep. I think he's down around by Seps now.
I just remember being on Prince
over by the Cobbler. Over by the Cobbler.
I don't know. It looks like he was kind of between like Frameworks and Seps.
Oh.
On that Hotel Du parking lot area. Okay. I don't know. I don't really. I go to Brian because he's open.
This light behind me is driving me nuts. There we go.
Oh, you got her.
Got to figure that out.
That's the thing.
You're all right, Angel Jono.
Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Down the Hole. This has been Music Exchange number 2. And if you like the video, what do you got to do, man?
Please like, share, and subscribe. Be much appreciated.
Share's a good one. We haven't been saying share, but
shares are really cool if you guys can do that. Even if you share, be like, hey, these guys are dinks. Like, check this out. I mean, even that's cool.
It's like, man, I found these dumbasses on the internet. You really need to watch these idiots.
Listen to these morons. Yeah, even
talk about
even if you want to share it like that, I'm cool.
Right on. Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time.